the story of our family is somewhat unique. When I got the call from a friend from the airport, he wasn't sure if it was my husband's plane that went down, but he knew. He just couldn't tell me. What would I tell the children? I didn't know what we were going to do, but I knew that it was our faith that would carry us through. The Lord brought an amazing man into my life to mentor my boys who were 13 and 10 and to be there for my daughter who was 4. He told me as we were sitting on the front porch one day that he wanted to own his own company and build a company from the ground up. And I really had to think about that. I had supported my previous husband for 15 years and as an entrepreneur. And I thought, can I really do this again? I had heard over and over again, I'm going to work hard now. Let me just work hard because I'm going to retire when I'm 40 and we'll spend time together then. But we never made it to 40. So I knew I had to take a risk. And I knew that TJ was worth it. And I wanted to support him no matter what the cost.
Whenever I looked at successful businesses, I just saw luck. What I failed to see was what takes place behind the scenes. After sitting down and evaluating myself, I realized my biggest fear was failure. But there was always something standing in my way. Me. Growing up, I always saw people around me become successful. Little did I know I would have to fall on my face before I would ever figure it out. In August of 2011, I had to make one of the hardest decisions of my life. I uprooted my family from our lives in South Florida and relocated us to a small town just outside of Atlanta. I felt like I was suffocating and I needed a fresh start. But this exodus wasn't the answer. I started multiple businesses on my own, but I ended up throwing money and time at the bottom of the pit. What I failed to realize was that there was a common denominator: pride. I thought that I could do the whole thing on my own.
It was difficult watching him work so hard. He came home day after day, just worn out. Our family of 5 had turned into a family of 6, our youngest Trey now being 10. We really needed his attention, his time, and he just didn't have anything left to give. I knew he needed help, but I just didn't know how to help him. And I just began to pray that the Lord would give him a direction and send a mentor into his life to help him.
I remember one night in particular, I was sitting at my desk looking at the bills that had just come in the mail, stressing about how to put food on the table. My wife came and sat down with me and gave me advice that would change everything. Seek wise counsel. This was right around the same time I started Nature Right Landscapes. I remember Googling how to start a successful landscape company and stumbling upon Jonathan's YouTube videos. I was instantly hooked. At this point in time, Nature Right Landscapes was only doing hardscapes installation. Discovering Service Autopilot opened the door into the world of maintenance for me. It was changing the way I operated my business, but I still felt like I wasn't using the software to its full potential. On September 16th of this year, I flew to Dallas, Texas to meet with Service Autopilot technicians and other small business owners to learn how to better upgrade the software. The workshop was so beneficial. I remember hearing one of the technicians mention something about an elite group of business owners who share the successes and failures with a common goal to supercharge growth. I knew from that moment that I wanted to be a part of the Academy. This was the answer to my wife's prayer. I would not categorize myself as the most outgoing person out there. I like to be comfortable. I've never really liked the idea of being around a bunch of people I don't know, but I knew I had a decision to make. Would I stay in my old way and try to do everything on my own? Or would I push myself outside of my comfort zone, seeking mentorship and wise counsel?
What has happened to my husband It has been so incredible watching him just come out of his box and get outside of his comfort zone. He has started just seeking out friends who are successful in business, asking them to lunch, picking their brains, and it's been amazing. He signed us up for a small group, which totally blew my mind. He's been talking about his goals and where our family's headed, where his business is headed. It's so incredible. But most of all, the best thing is to see that light return back to his eyes and see that excitement in his face. I love it.
I've only been in the Academy for a little over a month now. The processes and steps it has put into place have helped me to make more headway in a month than I have in over a year. Instead of going into work at 6 a.m., I now go into work at 8:30 after having breakfast with my son and taking him to school. I have added 2 new key employees in the office, managing crews and overseeing marketing. Since then, we have systemized social media accounts to where we create posts months in advance to be posted at opportune times. My employee situation has improved because I'm spending more time with my family instead of micromanaging the mornings at 6 a.m. Service Autopilot has allowed us to accurately track our finances so we can make educational changes to increase our profit. The next step for Nature Right is to bring on a second crew just to handle the commercial contracts that we have starting in January 2017. I used to think that if I wanted something done right, I had to do it on my own. No one was ever going to do it to my standards, so it was my responsibility to work harder and longer. The Academy has already freed me up from this faulty way of thinking. It's helped me to be a better boss to my employees and a better father to my children, a better friend to my friends, and a better husband to my wife.